Here now is Lisa Bell and Candace Campos with Florida Foodie. Sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Hello and welcome back to Florida Foodie. I'm Candace Campos. Now today's guest, she grew up in South Florida, then she decided to start making some ice cream with her family, which is, a really sweet idea to do with family. But then she decided to go to New York, start an opera career, and then somehow, some way got back here to Orlando where she opened up a boutique ice cream shop. Just a fantastic story and just a fantastic person to talk to already before we started shooting. We're so happy to be joined today with Marie Mercado, the owner of Greenery Creamery and Sampaguita, right? Did I say that right?
Yes, Sampaguita.
Oh, perfect. Well, welcome. And so give me a kind of like a little background of how you got into boutique ice cream, because this is something way up my alley.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Orlando in 2015, I kind of wanted to do something that I didn't see in the community. I lived downtown. I'm like, I want to walk around Lake Eola and enjoy some ice cream.
Okay.
And so the idea of Greenery Creamery is that ice cream is for everybody, no matter what lifestyle, no matter what dietary needs you have. Mm-hmm. Ice cream can be for everybody, and so we accommodate allergies, lifestyles, and that was the idea behind Greenery Creamery. So we have vegan ice cream. Half of our ice cream is vegan. All of our milkshakes are vegan.
Wow.
And that was the idea of a little boutique that people can come, enjoy a stroll, and have some ice cream.
Yeah. So when we first introed you, you're from South Florida, right?
Yes.
And then you decided to move to New York for opera.
Yes.
So how does opera and ice cream go hand in hand? So how did the whole process go?
So I wanted to be an opera singer, and I did perform. I did shows in New York. I moved to Japan. I did a couple of performances there.
Oh,
I was there for a year, and then I was going to move to Germany, but then I'm like, okay, let me pay down some student loans. Let me figure out my life and get everything settled, get everything squared away before I move.
Makes sense.
And so then I met my partner, and then he was the one that introduced me to entrepreneurship. And I was like, wow, I never believed in this kind of career and in this life, and I think that this is so fun. You can stand for your values. And I had a small corporate job to help me pay for my student loans, and when I was doing that, I'm like, wow, I really enjoy working with teams. This is really fun. And when you're a musician, you work 90% of your time alone.
Right.
Actually. So I like the idea of like building my own community. And so as the owner of my company and being like an ice cream shop in the community, I get to meet so many people, which is the highlight of every single day.
And I feel like when you have a boutique ice cream shop like you do with Greenery Creamery, that it's one of these things that the moment people walk in, they're in a happy mood. Because you don't be like, oh my God, I'm having such a horrible day, I'm gonna go get some ice cream. You know what I mean? I feel like ice cream is something you eat when you're happy, or at least you go grab it to get happy, right?
Oh my gosh.
So I feel like it's a very positive food, right? It's a positive treat that you can share with people.
Yes, I consider myself a professional ice cream lady.
Okay.
And I have a very important job. I have to provide ice cream options for people in the community, and people, don't realize consciously that ice cream is a way to create core memories. Like, people don't think, oh, it's baby's first steak. They think baby's first ice cream.
That's
so
true.
It's so important. People go to get ice cream for celebrations, to become happy if they weren't already happy.
And so your whole love of ice cream was mango ice cream, that's what I hear?
Yes.
So give me that story.
South Florida, like so many people have mango trees.
I have a mango tree.
Yes, and you would just get so many in
bombarded
one season.
Yes.
And like, what can I do with this? And instead of trying to eat fresh mangoes, like mango after mango before
mango shampoo, mango lotion, mango whatever you can do, right?
Canned mangoes, like preserves.
Yes.
Like everyone, yes, pass them around. We would get garbage bags full of mangoes from relatives, from family, friends. And so my dad one day was like, hey, why don't we turn this into ice cream so we can enjoy this for a couple more months instead of trying to eat this all in one day.
Smart guy.
So I was 7 years old, and I feel like it was my parents trying to find an activity for me as like a crazy kid, like just running around the house.
Yeah.
And like,
put your energy towards something,
yes,
right?
Here's an ice cream machine, and I was always dabbling in the kitchen. I would just like turn on the oven. I would just make cakes, and
one of those kids.
I was one of those kids. I would make like a ketchup cake, and my parents would be like, great, now you gotta eat it.
Oh my God, great.
So I was making ice cream I started my career as an ice cream lady at 7 years old.
Wow, it all started with mango, too much mango.
It all started with too much mango.
You see?
Yes.
That's amazing. So you have Greenery Creamery, and then you said, I want to do something on top of that, right? So is this a different location completely?
Yes, it's a completely different concept.
Okay.
And
So what's Sampaguita mean?
Sampaguita is the national flower of the Philippines. It is jasmine flower, and the meaning has so much. The name has so much significance because my grandmother, before she passed away, I smelled jasmine flowers all of a sudden. So I wanted something to honor maternal love, and jasmine flower means love and purity, guidance and truth, and so it just has so many layers to it. So I said, yes, this is the name that fits everything. And so 2018 is when we started Greenery Creamery. 2020 is when we started our second shop. And in the pandemic, that's when we were playing around with flavors for AAPI month.
Okay.
Which is May, and I was like, wow, there's really a market for this, and this is an incredible way of expressing myself. And so I say Greenery Creamery is a journey of self-expression, and Sampaguita is an exploration of self-identity. So
I love that.
I am able to, but ice cream is a blank canvas, and I'm telling stories through ice cream. So every single flavor has a story from my childhood, from my parents, things passed on from generation to generation. So even though you might feel like you're eating a scoop of ice cream, whatever, there's so much significance behind every single thing.
And I mean, and when you walk into Greenery Creamery and Sampaguita, I was looking on Instagram, they're gorgeous venues. Just, I mean, everything is just so beautiful. Everything seems so thought through, you know, whether it's the coloring, the wallpaper, the chairs. I feel like everything has a meaning for you, and that's kind of what I'm gauging from you.
Yes, I wanted everything to be made with intent and with love and care, because I really wanted to represent my parents and their story and their journey immigrating to America. I really wanted to encapsulate that in this project and make sure that I am telling these stories as truthful as possible and honoring everything that has come before me, everything that is with me, and everything that's going to come in the future.
So Greenery Creamery is very, you know, what you see is what you get. It's an ice cream shop, but Sampaguita is a little different. So you kind of give us an idea of how they're different.
Yes. So Greenery Creamery, you might have some zany flavors, but they're kind of in the line of familiar flavors. I mean, I'll have flavors like honey lavender, or I'll play around with saffron and orange zest and things that are very hyper local. And so the focus is like, okay, things that I can pair in everyday life. Like, okay, looking in my pantry, I see wasabi. What goes well with wasabi? Okay,
No.
Sesame. Sesame would be really fun, and let's make like a cookie crisp using like almonds. And so it's playing around with things that you can find in your everyday pantry, having fun, and remembering that ice cream makes you happy. Whereas Sampaguita is really an exploration of cultural identity. It's really understanding who I am as a Filipino American and taking flavors from my childhood. And that's what really makes it different. So in the Philippines, we don't grow blackberries, for example. So I don't have a blackberry represented in any of the flavors, but cheese ice cream is so popular in the Philippines, and so you'll find a cheese ice cream at Sampaguita.
Okay, gotcha. So you have ice cream. We didn't want to bring it out just yet because we didn't want it to melt, because it's Florida and everything is super hot, even though this is a nice chilled room. So we're gonna take a quick jump off. We're gonna get the ice cream out, and then we'll be able to try some.
Sounds good?
Awesome. All right, welcome back. The magic of television. We now have ice cream on our table, Marie. This is a beautiful setup. I see bananas. I see all different types of ice creams. I do notice that there's a difference between Greenery Creamery and Sampaguita as well, right? So kind of give us a breakdown of, like, does Sampaguita have more cream in it? Does it not have cream in it? What's kind of the feel for people who might be wondering which spot to go to first?
So the ice cream, I guess, is made the same way, where it's like the milk and cream. Sometimes there's eggs in it. The difference is in the flavor profiles. And so what I brought from Greenery Creamery is going to be Triple C, which is coffee, cookies, and cream. This is one of our most popular flavors.
Marie, you know me so well. Coffee is my jam with ice cream.
Yes, you know, we're here in the morning, so I figured some people want some caffeine.
Good plan, good plan.
And then here I have some soy sauce butterscotch from Sampaguita, which is one of our most popular flavors there. It is a flavor that takes people by surprise the most.
Okay.
It is inspired by my grandma. She used to pass me those little gold Werther candies when we would go to church. You're not supposed to eat, and she'd be like, don't tell anyone.
Right.
So this flavor is inspired by her. And
another memory, right? Another memory that now is in ice cream form.
Exactly. And then we have ube here,
Love
which is
ube.
a really popular flavor profile in the Philippines. This one is vegan and made with oat, so we'll see if you can tell the difference. And then here we have some queso guava cheesecake, inspired by my South Florida roots, inspired by pastelitos.
Yes.
Cheese ice cream is very popular in the Philippines, and then I wanted the guava swirl, and then it has some graham cracker crust chunks in there. Super delicious.
All right.
My mom's favorite. And then we have some Milo Rocky Road. Milo is kind of like Swiss Miss, where it's like a malted drink that children grow up, so it's very nostalgic flavor, but a familiar flavor. So we're tying in familiar with Filipino flavors.
Gotcha.
And then
you don't want it to be too scary, because then no one's going to come in unless you're Filipino or you've had it already, right?
Yes.
So you want it to be welcoming, yet a little bit of an adventure.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's a Filipino-American ice cream experience. So we're really tying in the two cultures.
Gotcha.
And then Sampaguita, our namesake flavor, I wanted to bring that here. So Sampaguita is jasmine flower, and then it has some vanilla bean. It has lychee fruit. What else? And almond.
Oh, yeah.
And inspired by my mom, she used to make me this milk jelly dessert with a bowl of ice and lychee fruit. So this is inspired by her.
Okay. I don't know which one to start. So you have your gloves on. I feel like we're about to start something. Are we doing a project?
Let's do our banana queue. So at the shop, so banana queue in the Philippines is like banana barbecue. And so what you're doing is you're taking bananas or
banana queue. Haha, I see what you did there. Love a good pun.
So we have some bananas here, and in the shop we don't have a deep fryer. So here we brulee the banana. We put some sugar, and then we fire it up.
That sounds
get
even
it nice
better.
and crispy. Yes.
I mean, technically it's healthier. You're not frying it.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
okay.
you go. All right, so we're going to construct it. I'm going to use the soy sauce butterscotch, and we're going to make it kind of like a banana split.
Yes. Let's split. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's too hot outside to have it sitting out for too long, so I'm gonna have to eat this, right in front of everyone's eyes. You know how I am. So, what would you say, Marie, would be what's the average sampling at either the Creamery or Sampaguita?
So we do 4 samples per person, just to be mindful of people in line behind you.
Of course.
And at Sampaguita, we totally try to encourage everybody, even if they've been there before, to sample 4 new flavors.
Okay.
That way they can try all
challenge
16.
accepted.
Okay, it's a little melty, but
That's fine.
okay. Then we're gonna put some. Typically, it's hot fudge. This right now is not hot, but usually we use hot fudge.
Oh man.
Then we're gonna put some peanuts. Do you have a peanut allergy?
I do not.
Okay, cool.
Bring it on. But thank you for asking.
Yeah. If you're gonna eat it on camera, I want you to.
Also, that blow up over time. That would not be a good sign.
And then we're gonna put some.
Gosh, that's pretty, isn't it? So this is soy sauce?
Yes, soy sauce butterscotch. So the soy sauce,
Soy sauce.
is going to make it kind of like a salted
Oh,
butterscotch.
boo-hoo.
It has
Isabel's not here today. She's my co-host. She's got other things to do. All right, so I got a little banana, a little soy sauce. Okay, this is the camera. Wow, that's weird, but so good.
the soy
How do you
sauce.
think? Yes. if you would have told me, I'll give you $1 million, you can tell me what flavor, I could not tell you. But now I can taste that soy sauce, but it's not soy saucy.
It's just a slight undertone to give it like an umami flavor, a slight saltiness. I didn't want it to taste overtly soy sauce. Like sometimes we'll get people who are like, oh, is it going to be like teriyaki chicken? Like, is it going to be like super soy saucy?
Oh, yeah.
No, we want it to be still like a butterscotch flavor with just like the slight tone. Like when you have a salted caramel, like salt is not the first thing. It's like, oh, it's caramel, and it's a little bit salty.
Yes. So the soy sauce is really what gives it the salty hint to it, plus the butterscotch. Now, can you ask for this banana Q with other ice cream flavors, or is it with the soy sauce?
Yes, you can do any 3 flavors that you'd like from our shop. So we have 16 flavors at the shop, plus we have some soft cream, ube and vanilla, and 4 of the scoop flavors are vegan friendly. So we still try to accommodate our dairy-free friends.
That's awesome.
And then we have dairy-free ube and dairy-free vanilla as well.
So so you said that there's the ube, I think you said has oat.
Yes.
Not oak. That'd be really weird if she has tree trunks in her ice cream. But so you have oat in this one. Can I give this one a try?
Yes, that's the vegan ube.
I went to a restaurant locally here who we've highlighted several times, who has an ube cheesecake. Do you know you know which place this is? Kabuki. In Orlando, they have this ube cheesecake, and I had never had ube before, and all of a sudden I realized that ube is my jam. So,
yeah, ube is sweet purple yam.
Look how pretty this is.
And
what a great color.
It's a really popular food item in the Philippines. It's similar to taro. It's not quite taro. Taro is like a root.
Yum. So there's no dairy in here?
There's no dairy. Yeah, that's all oat.
But how do you make it so milky and delicious and silky? Well, I keep eating it.
Making vegan ice cream, I learned that with Greenery Creamery, it's very science-based. Like there's a lot more science that has to go into making vegan ice cream, because you don't have, I mean, ice cream has like the 5 different parts. It's like ice, protein, air, but it kind of is different.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
But still, I mean, and I'm one of those, I'm like, I sometimes shy away from the vegan and the dairy free because I feel like they're just not going to be as good.
Oh my gosh, I totally should have brought some more vegan ice cream, because we give it to people. That's like one of our tests. Like, can you tell it's vegan? So half of the ice cream at Greenery Creamery is vegan, and so we'll use like coconut or it's oat. Sometimes in the past we've used like sun butter or almond, peanut, soy coconut mix.
Interesting. Is there a flavor that you try that you're like, yikes, I am not doing that flavor, that you thought was going to work and then it didn't work?
Yeah, there have been some ice cream failures, yes. But, I mean,
we don't want to obviously focus on the failures. These are all very big winners, but it's always interesting when you start, because you said you used to make a ketchup cake, you know. You don't have a ketchup ice cream or anything in this, do you?
Well, I'm actually trying to work on, so in the Philippines we have banana ketchup, because in the Philippines they would use bananas for sweetness as a natural sugar, and so they would put bananas with the tomatoes to make their banana ketchup. So I am trying to experiment and make that ice cream. You know, even though some ice cream flavors, it might not quite hit the first time, I will keep trying. So,
okay, you're a go-getter. I get that.
Let's find that intersection.
Okay, the Miami girl in me wants to try this. This is your queso. Okay.
Cake, yes.
I don't want to double dip, even though I've double dipped on all these already.
It's a mild cheddar cheesecake ice cream. It has a tart guava swirl, and then it has a graham cracker crust.
Okay, that's right. Takes me back. That's really good. The guava's not overpowering. I feel a little bit of the cheese. So it's certainly thicker than the ube. That I've noticed. Oh, that's good. So do you do only cups? Do you do cones? Do you do warm cones? What do you do? What are the options that you can mix in?
At Sampaguita, you can do a scoop in a cup like this, or you can do it in a waffle cone. You can do it in a complimentary small cone. At Greenery Creamery, we make vegan cones from scratch.
What?
So, coconut and chia, we have like a signature black cone, and then we have like a plain vanilla chia cone. And so you can do cup, cone. We even have gluten-free sugar cones at Greenery Creamery to be accommodating of our friends.
Of course, yeah. But that sounds good. Because I feel like when you go to an ice cream shop, you want the experience, you want the ability to get the cone, because when you eat it just at home, you're normally just putting it in a bowl. You don't really get that full experience, right? So
yes, I mean, when you go out for ice cream, you're looking for an experience. Like if you weren't looking for an experience, you probably go to your local grocery store, right?
Yeah, which is not even close to this. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is delicious.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and when you go to either shop, can you get ice cream to go? Can you package some of this and take it and store it in your freezer?
Yes, you can take these pints to go. We have pints available at both of our concepts, Greenery Creamery and Sampaguita, so that you can enjoy ice cream with parties. We also have like a catering team if you wanted to have it at your wedding, or if you wanted to have it at a birthday party. Idea. Yes, weddings are so fun with ice cream. There's a lot of people who don't want cake; they want ice cream.
Makes sense.
And so they'll be like on the dance floor in their dress, eating a cone, and just.
Okay, question: if you do ice cream, you know how you have like the bride and groom have to like take their ice cream, take the top of the cake and eat it a year later. You know that whole rule. Do the couples go back for their year anniversary and come back and get some of your ice cream?
Oh my gosh, yes.
That'd be a fun.
We
little
actually
thing.
had a couple a few years ago have a proposal at Greenery Creamery. They had their first date at Greenery.
Stop.
And then they came back a couple years later and there was screaming, and I thought that somebody fainted, something happened, but there was like a guy on one knee proposing to his girlfriend, and it was so sweet.
That's a memory.
We've had people come with their children and they're like, this is my baby's first ice cream, or their dog. They'll be like, this is my dog's first ice cream.
Well, I mean, some people are pretty serious about their dogs here in Central Florida.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. So what's next? What's the plans for the future? Because already spending this amount of time with you, I have a feeling that there's always stuff in the works. So you have anything you can share with us?
So July is actually National Ice Cream Month. It's a very big deal.
I knew I loved July.
Yes, July's the best month.
Yeah.
So July 21st, don't quote me on that. July 21st, I believe it's a Sunday, is National Ice Cream Day. It's a big holiday. I learned that here in Orlando.
Yes. I'll celebrate it.
We're going to have lots of deals, lots of celebrations all day, and we celebrate Greenery Creamery's 6th birthday in July.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So all week, the week leading up to Ice Cream Day, we'll be celebrating Greenery Creamery's birthday.
So if your ice cream was a little kid, they'd be going to kindergarten. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal.
Yes.
Okay, so where can people find you online? Where are your shops located? I don't think we talked about that.
So our first shop, Greenery Creamery, is in downtown Orlando.
That's your OG.
Right?
That's your original.
OG in the. Do you know where Snap Gallery is on Church Street?
Yes.
So right behind the Publix, close to Lake Eola, you can take your ice cream, eat on our beautiful patio, or take it to Lake Eola and enjoy a stroll.
Perfect.
Or you can go to Henry's Depot in Sanford, Florida. We have our second location there for Greenery Creamery, and then in the Mills 50 district.
That's a big district. That's just a lot of really innovative places, fun places, creative places. So that makes sense.
It is the place to be.
Yeah.
In Orlando right now. That's where the ice cream shop is.
Especially with a concept different, and I love that about Sampaguita. So, good luck, congratulations. I know this has been a passion project, but I think it's a passion project that has become so successful, and it seems like you're just enjoying the process. So, thank you for bringing this to Central Florida.
Absolutely, thank you so much for having me. This has been a dream come true.
Okay, now you need to sing opera on our album. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't put you on the spot for that. But I do need to hear your opera voice, so you need to show me something later. All right.
I totally will.
Nice meeting you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All right. Can I keep eating?
Yes, go for it.
Good.
Oh my gosh, this is the coffee one.
Oh, the coffee one.
Don't forget about this one. And this one has pants. This one.
Thank you for listening to Florida Foodie. We'd also like to thank our guest, Marie Mercado. You can find her business online at thegreenerycreamery.com and sampaguitausa.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to follow Lisa Bell online. Search Lisa Bell News on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find Candace Campos on social media. On Facebook, search Candace Campos News 6, and on Instagram, search Candace Campos WKMG. Also, a big thank you to our entire production team. I'm the show's producer, Thomas Mates. Please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you stream podcasts. And you can find videos of all of our podcasts on clickorlando.com and on YouTube. Just search for Florida Foodie.